What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Rudy RTG here on NCAA 14, and also featuring that college football revamp as well. We got a big episode here. We're halfway through the season already, and we're doing pretty good overall in this season. We're 6-0, but got some big games in this episode. Not only do we have this Toledo game, which actually does represent one of the rivalries that we do have, but on top of that as well, we do have, Western Michigan. We get to play them in this episode as well. They're having a great season as well. Could very well have some conference championship implications since Western Michigan, they're not ranked like we are right now, but you can see Western Michigan just as much in that fight for the division crown as we are. And then we'll also take on Kent State in this episode as well. So, another few games that will hopefully get you guys excited. Hopefully you're ready for it. Let's see if Rudy can come out here and, make some big plays out here. Rudy Rudiger, we'll see if we can get his first turnover of his college career. So, I'm excited for this episode, man, and I hope you guys are as well. If you are, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me as well. If you do have to be brand new to the channel, let's go ahead and jump onto this field, and let's see if we can go 3-0 once again. But here we go, boys. First offensive play of the game. We are going to look down this running back real quick, as we should have hit up Vander Ross the third. That is a heck of a last name, by the way, but we do miss a tackle to start this game out. Not how I wanted to get things going, but, we have to do what we got to do anyways. However, we will not need very much time to get our first tackle of the game. We get Tucker Gleason on a quarterback read. So they'll get a first down regardless of that, as we got another chance to bring down this running back. We get him down. A lot of action going down Rudy Rudiger's way early in this game. He's just been someone that's been very close to the ball in this first possession. But we'll kick it to a little later in the first quarter. We get our hands on Stephen Bird, and he does drag us for a little bit. We got to hit up that weight room a little bit more, but we still come down, make the tackle. And it's just what happens when you stick with that play a little bit more as Miles makes the interception. We'll see if he can bring it all the way back. No, he gets dragged from behind. But great play by one of our teammates, Ty Miles. Wow, we butchered that. But we end up getting a touchdown out of that. So we end up taking the lead briefly, but when we weren't on the field, Toledo scored a touchdown not too long after, so you do hate to see it. So it is still a tie game here as we read this pretty well, but we can't get there in time. Thankfully, though, Junior Vander Ross could not cut upfield. They were forced to go ahead and punt that football away as we now go into the second quarter of action. Our team is now up 20-7. But the Rockets are trying to make a comeback. They're playing a pretty competitive game here early on as they try to throw downfield, but it's going to be intercepted. That's Jamma with the pick this time. One of the safeties coming down and making a play. However, our offense could not take advantage. And then last play here of the second quarter, we had a chance to bring Bird down, but I'm not an athlete. I'm not that great in the open field. We completely whiffed on that, but that does end the first half already, and it looks like we are going to have quite an interesting game on our hands. Now, we go into the second half now, still with a 6-point lead to work with as Gleason's trying to scramble, and we're going to be rewarded the tackle here, surprisingly. He does get a couple of yards. We might have tripped him up, but wasn't a clean tackle necessarily. But next play, though, we do a little bit better, at least forcing Stephen Bird to bounce it to the outside. So they'll have a 3rd and long that they, just can't convert. So now 1st and 10 again. We line up the running back, but Gleason, he actually keeps the ball in his own hands, and he's going to take it the other way. Doesn't get anything, but doesn't lose anything either. Leads to a 3rd and long. We're on this drag route. They try to run it with the quarterback, but he fumbles it. One of the offensive linemen gets their hands on it, and we tackle an offensive lineman who literally weighs twice as much as we do. So that was an interesting way to try to tackle him. We got it done, though. We got the job done. and we start to pull away here in this fourth quarter of action. We're starting to really pile up the stats at this point in the game. We got 7 tackles in this game, doing a pretty good job flying over the field, because while we're not the fastest guy, we're coming up with some big effort plays, and we do eventually win this game 41-28. We remain undefeated on this season, and most important thing, we take down our rivals here in conference play, as we do keep our college football playoffs alive for right now. As we check out the stats for, what Rudy did in this game. 7 tackles, 1 TFL, did not have any deflections or turnovers though. But this next game though, well, this is going to be our biggest game of the season, because this game right here, it might very well decide who ends up going to the conference championship game out in Detroit, Michigan, when the regular season is over. Unfortunately, they do not show the standings for this particular game, at least in the pregame, but Western Michigan, like, their only loss is to another team in MAC conference play, so they are 1 game behind us right now. So whoever wins this game probably going to the conference championship in December. But Solopak's going to try to scramble with the speed option over the right hand side. I was covering the running back, making sure that he can't get pitched, and I thought I had a little bit more support on the inside, but that didn't happen. And our offense really struggles early in this game. We could not do anything on the offensive side of the ball, so really important moment for our defense to try to keep them out in the end zone, and we were successful in doing that. We forced them to take another field goal. Eventually, our offense does find some rhythm, but so does Western Michigan team, as Solopak dices us up in coverage. I was expecting an out route, and they end up going to the inside instead. So once again, we find ourselves down. We are down by 6 points right now, but we'll prevent this first down to Kentrell Black. Nice job by Rudy Rudinger, just coming up, making a great play on the ball. I mean, look at where we were when we start this play. We were barely on the screen, got around the offensive lineman, and then came up, finished the play too. So that will force them to punt the ball away yet again. Still a close game though, only 14-13 as we get late into the third quarter of action. As now we look at a 3rd and long, as they're going to try to throw over the middle to Ivy. We can't bring Ivy down in time. That's a first down for the Broncos of Western Michigan, and they'll keep their hopes alive as they got a 2nd and 4 now. Looking over to the right hand side, Rudy was sent on a blitz, and that might be going into the end zone unless this flag is against the Broncos. Thankfully it is though. A clipping penalty is called, and oh boy, no, it's a roughing the passer. No, I thought it was a clipping penalty the way that the hand signals were. It really was not. So we give up a touchdown. Not that it matters. The penalty doesn't really affect anything anyways. And we're down. We are in a real close game. And how is this not an interception, bro? Like, let me see if this replay comes up, because there's no shot that I did not get that interception animation. Like, my guy didn't even try to play the ball. Like, that's great coverage. I'm right on him. Like, what am I supposed to do there? That's crazy, man. But nothing we could do about it now. Just gotta do our best to keep Western Michigan out of the end zone, because we're down to the last couple of minutes of this game. So let's see if we can do just that, as it's another quick slant pattern. Done. That's going to be a first down for the Broncos. And they might be in field goal range, but they're not looking for a field goal. They want a touchdown, trying to stop Beck from getting into the end zone. And we help out with a tackle, but still a gain of 4. And coach is going to send us on the blitz. So can't get to Beck, and Beck is going to score. Beck is actually going to score. They go for the 2-point, actually they just go for the extra point. And now we got to get into the end zone, or else we lose this game. But Justin Lynch is going to bail us out. Last play of the game, and we somehow win a shootout. 36-33 ends up being the final score. This game was absolutely insane to watch over, right? This was an absolute battle, to say the least. But looks like our hopes to go to a conference championship, they are still very alive and well, as thanks to us being able to beat Western Michigan, we should be in the driver's seat to go to the MAC championship game. But of course, we still have a few games left to go in over the course of this season. So, we got to make sure that we continue to handle our business. It is looking promising for us, to say the least. But, even though our MAC championship appearance might be guaranteed, I want to see what it's like to play in the college football playoff, because that was a really cool opportunity. As first play of the game, quarterback's actually going to scramble. We bring him down. Devin Cartman able to get a few yards on that scramble. Was just kind of playing as that watch guy, to say the least. I was a spy for them as we guard the running back once again. Stop the pitch from happening, but there is a flag on the play, and my teammates are going to be called for a face mask. Haberman, he's going to get called for that face mask penalty, as now we get late into the first quarter. Still no score. I'll come up and make a tackle on this play on Shakari Carson, preventing the first down. We'll see if they'll try to pick it up with the running game as they go with a counter. We get to Shakar Carson, but they get it from the first down anyways. You hate to see it. So now, 3rd and long coming up late in the first quarter. I gave this guy a lot of cushion because I didn't want to get beat deep on a 3rd and long. Come up, make the tackle, nothing too crazy. But our offense is playing pretty well in this game. We're up 14-0 already, as we almost get hit with that EA cheese, that scramble drill we weren't totally prepared for. Almost gave up a big confusion down the field, but thankfully that pass was dropped though, as we got a fumble on the ground few plays later, and one of our guys actually does get his hands on the ball. Let's go, baby. Alvarado getting that ball loose, and that did turn into a Northern Illinois touchdown. So up 21-0 here, as we're going to light this quarterback up like a Christmas tree. He made a business decision for sure to make sure that he's just going to go ahead and slide down. I don't blame him. And now we get later into the 3rd quarter. Kent State still looking for its very first points of this game. We'll see if they can finally get into the end zone, as one of the last plays of the 3rd quarter, I go on a blitz. Oh, I almost had Cargman in the backfield. Thankfully, we had a little bit of help from Jelani Williams. That was his first tackle of the day. But man, I thought I had it lined up, but he just scrambled the last second. And this game is turning into a blowout for sure. 42-3 being your score at the moment. Backups are in, but we're still going to hang in the game, because not only am I listed as the starting nickel corner for this team, but I'm also the backup safety as well. So I have been playing my natural position for much this season, and finally get a chance to do that. So I really love that opportunity, as I'll try to throw over to right hand side, looking for that 4 verticals pattern, and it ends up being an in route instead. Doesn't lead to anything the other way though, as we play some great football in this game. We win 42-3. We're going to be 9-0. Another great start for this Northern Illinois start. Has to be one of the best 2-year runs that we've had at Northern Illinois. And of course, we put together some good stats as well, which I love to see. So since we played 9 games, I wanted to see what stats that Rudy was able to put together in his junior campaign so far. And sure enough, we put together a pretty good campaign thus far. We ended up with, we have 45 solo tackles, 4 of which were assisted. So that's 4th on the team actually, which for a guy that came in and is going to be that someone that is not playing at their natural position, right? We're playing at nickel corner most of the time. I think these are pretty good stats overall, 7 TFLs. However, we don't have any turnovers yet. We don't have any sacks. We don't have any forced fumbles, which I thought we did have a forced fumble, but it did get overturned, unfortunately. But overall, not a bad season for Rudy, and as you guys know, doing a lot better than the real life version of him. So we control our own destiny to get into the MAC Conference Championship after our win against Western Michigan, and the road seems pretty straightforward. You know, we'll have Ball State, who's 2-7, but it is a rivalry game in the next episode. But not only will we have this Ball State game, we will finish out the regular season as well. We'll have conference opponent Central Michigan, who has really struggled this year too. They're also 2-7. Then Eastern Michigan's hanging on for dear life as well, 3-6. So these three teams are not very good at all. We should blow out all three of these teams. I'm hoping that we can accomplish just that. So should be a fun episode. I'm excited about this regular season finale for Rudy's first year as a starter on this team. If you're excited about it as well, I need you guys to go ahead and do me a favor. Smack that like button for me, and then also hit that subscribe button as well. If you do have to be brand new to the channel, this is John J Gaming on the mic signing off. But hoping you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.